recent releases to check out from some slamming bands that do just that. One of them slams, another thrashes and death metals, another summons the blackness straight from Transylvania itself, and then one provides the perfect soundtrack for any kind of fur-wearing, axe-wielding action thriller. I guess I just described Conan. And then finally we swallow some happy pills courtesy of a man who fronts Scotland's legendary Almighty. So let's get right the hell into it and say hello to some of Dorothy and Toto's friends in Saprogenous. Yes, from Wichita, Kansas, we have Saprogenous' tracks from their split with, I don't even know if I can say a word like that on YouTube, but you get the idea. Purified in the blood of wimps is gurgly, grindy, deathy, slammy, extremely heavy death grind fun. Remember those turtle things in Super Mario Brothers that would whip hammers at you? This is like that. Its pace at times gives you enough time to dodge them when they're being thrown at you, and in doing so, all your bobbing and weaving becomes almost like a dance of sorts, and that dance is to the rhythm of Saprogenous' attacks. But occasionally, those hammers are just too damn fast to avoid, and it's at those points when the drums are blasting away. And look at some of these song names. Night of the Sledgehammer, Pathological Degeneracy, Rotting, no, not Head, but Fumes. That's actually a Hemdale cover, but still, cool name. Or go back to their 21 full length, Festering in Putrid Spoilage, and you got gorgeous titles like Liquefied Entrails, Deboned and in Paste Form, Melted to Death. Whoever said grind freaks and metalheads in general were just waste cases? That's bullshit, man. Just look at those song names. That takes creativity, and I mean that. And actually, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, the singer, Ted, just like Garrett from Die Humane, I believe, if I got my info straight, Ted is a teacher, and you know what, dude? Based purely off the fact that he's in this band, I'm gonna venture to say he's one of those cool teachers that all the students love, you know? But yeah, dude, if you're feeling deranged, Saprogenous is it. Comparisons for some biggies are like, obviously the Putrefaction and Symphony's albums, CARCASS, MEATSHIELD from Tennessee, Blasted Pancreas, to name a few more gurglers. So yeah, if you like Putrid Pile, if he were to scale down, you should love this just as I do, because Saprogenous rules. Next, we ain't going nowhere. We're staying in Kansas a little longer, and I think these guys are actually some of Sapro's mates in Rotten Aura. That's a pretty ballsy font for the album name when you think about it. Like, you got that cool logo, and then just like, hey, Wretched Few, fucking A. I would describe this as a kind of pissed off sounding death metal, death thrash, with vocals that sound like Paul from ASSÜCK. Now, Rotten Aura is not in any way technical, but I got a feeling their music's hard to play for the average musician. Wretched's kind of chaotic sounding without being too off the wall, if that makes sense. It's like one of those machines on a game show where, yeah, have you ever seen those clear boxes the contestants step into and there's some kind of like air blowing thing and there's a whole bunch of money in it that flies all around and the object's just to catch as much as it can? It's kind of like that, but instead of money flying around, it's shit. It's like, maybe it's a literal shitstorm. Very mean lead guitar work though at times. The song Juggernaut demonstrates that well. But yeah, man, if you want to throw something on that's loud and pissed off and psychotic but with a focus, like you got something to carry out, let's say, and whatever that is, it's probably nothing good. Like if whatever you gotta do is aimed at another human, it probably ain't good for their head or their limbs. But if you like bands that sound like FLESHCRAWL, SINISTER, Jungle Rot, to name a few, Rotten Aura is a terrific addition to that list. No bullshit. Alright, staying completely checked out of mainstream society from, no, not Transylvania or Oslo, but rather West Monroe, Louisiana, a very cloudy, truly black, extraordinarily lo-fi, but still easily listenable, is what I meant to say. An extremely riffy project that I only know about these dudes singular, because it might be a one piece from somebody here on YouTube suggesting him, but it's Death Rattler. Alright, this is maybe gonna sound like a very weird comparison and an odd way to start, but I always like mentioning biggies for easy reference points. Keep in mind, these guys are not 1 ounce anything besides purely second wave. There ain't a shred of death for 100 miles, but something about the riffs, plus the production, again, just something, an element of, not the entirety, remind me of Fear of the Dark era Maiden and Pieces of No Prayer. And I don't know what the hell it it is. But like, if in 92 Martin Birch would have said, hey guys, play some of that real tremolo-y makeup shit coming out of Norway and Sweden. But nah, this is positively second wave influenced. Burzum after the self-title, Darkthrone from Blaze to Hunger, and Death Rattler is heavy on the riff. However, let me be more detailed on that, because admittedly I struggle with the word. A lot of what you hear these guys playing that makes up their melody is that kind of intricate riffing, like single strings on top of power chords. What is that? Yeah, is that tremolo? Is that fucking tremolo? Fucking tremolo, I think it's how you say it. Yeah, there you go. Like I Am the Black Wizard's Emperor, it's that like over power chords as opposed to something like Hellhammer. But that description's what you got here, and it's done beautifully. And like this production, man, it is honestly something to be admired, because I can't imagine that when you're going for a not pristine sound, it's as easy as just throwing a bunch of room mics up. Like, if this isn't all just workstation magic and logic or something, the positioning of those mics have to be situated in some very interesting places. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it sounds like it was recorded in a castle. Shit, maybe that's where the Fear of the Dark thing came from, like the pictures of the band and the liner notes of that album when they're in a castle and shit. Maybe. Atmospheric can certainly also be used as a descriptor. I wouldn't label them depressive, just because like their songs feel more aggressive and focused instead of giving up on stuff. But of course, as with about 90% of extreme metal bands, you can't make out a goddamn word the singer's saying, but whoever said you need to anyway, you know? It's art. The songs off their most recent output this year, a split with a band called HVMAN with a V for the U, are much like those on last year's HVMAN EP. Same structures, same production style. The song Soul Eater on HVMAN's pretty damn awesome because its beat's quite rockin' and badass as opposed to anything more blasty. I don't know this to be a cover, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was. And then 22's full-length Dod. I'm not sure what that word means. It sounds Norse, but same thing. Fantastic, beautiful black metal music where you just fucking know the band poured their heart into it and are probably very proud of it, as they should be, and deserve praise. So that's exactly what I'm giving them here right now. Death Rattler, you are true musicians, and I hope some nice old lady gives you guys a hug today. Fucking A. Now, grab some popcorn and a Pepsi, because And the Pillars Shook by Blood of the Moon, featuring Jeff Golden, formerly a Crowbar, currently a 6 Feet Under, alongside Katie McCrimmon, ex-Convalescence, is epic, serious movie soundtrack sort of stuff, because next to the guitars are atmospheric kind of keyboards on this instrumental journey through fire, snow, a tornado, hell, anything intense and challenging. I could see this being a soundtrack for like the Halo franchise too. The first song is an awesome intro with a bagpipe kind of thing for the lead melody, and like awesome, triumphantly epic, like you're having to face something real big and serious that you maybe don't want to, but this toughens you right the hell up. Shook's songs are, I'm calling it clean sludge, and I only use that word sludge because that's one of the ways they describe their sound on their Instagram, but the production's excellent. That's a quality that's normally different for other bands of that style. You know, usually you hear muddy associated with that kind of thing. And yeah, comparisons, Halo, Borderlands for some video games, but like metalized versions, let's call it. Beautiful music, Mr. Golden and Miss McCrimmon. I could listen to this EP all day on repeat. Finally, time for those happy pills. Ricky Warwick from the Almighty, a new solo album, Blood Ties, out March 14th on Earache, dropping singles during the lead-up, one of which featuring the Lita Ford on a song called Don't Leave Me in the Dark. Brothers and sisters of the Blade, I'll tell you exactly what's going on here. You know those times when you just got done gravity bonging a whole bunch of Saprogenous filth? Actually, maybe like every day for a month straight. Your neck's all shot from headbanging a rotten aura, and you realize you just need a shower, man. You are hungover and strung out from all the partying and need to straighten out. Press play on this track and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. First 3 seconds. Don't Leave Me in the Dark reminds me of something Duff McKagan writes lately. It's that sort of post-renegade, post-outlaw period of life where you are sitting there on the couch getting sober and the only medicine you're relying on is your guitar. And what happens? Stuff like Social Distortion, or dare I say some of Gigi's softer moments start coming out. Or Tom Waits if his voice didn't sound like a wood chipper, that kind of thing. It's got all the right kind of tension and release that's recommended for a hit. And personally, I really like it a lot. That is not a lie. It's the kind of radio rock that you ain't embarrassed to have on, because you know the band's got criminal histories that make them cool, so keep ducking the law, fellas, and Lita. You know the reason I think I brought up Duff before is because I think the first actual chord in Don't Leave Me is possibly the same one as You Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory, that Johnny Thunders cover he did on the Spaghetti Incident. Johnny from New York Dolls. But yeah, man, this song is maturity, and regardless of how all you spiked armor wearing metal warriors front like you're just that, I know everybody's got a little sobriety in them. Or hell, maybe you don't. Well, what the hell do I know? But alright, my friends, that's all I got for now. So if you did like this video, cool, maybe you can give it a thumbs up. Or if you just like hearing somebody bullshit about heavy metal, then smack that subscribe button right in the ass. And we'll see you next time on Concrete Spew, but until then, stay loud, my friends.